Hi guys, this is Dr. Sadasivam once again with you, and today we are going to talk about how emotions play a very important role in our approach to stock market. If you are a trader, we have seen many such instances where there is a war happening in Ukraine and Russia, for example, and to what extent it has an influence in the stock market here. Any rational person would think that what has this particular war got to do with the balance sheet of a software company in the United States, for example? What has that got to do? But some economists, some thinkers might say that the whole world is interconnected and each of these affects and get affected by all these factors. Something very similar to a butterfly flapping its wings, causing a tornado in Mexico, which is often being talked about as a metaphor, right? As far as the interconnected global connectivity is concerned. But keeping that aside, to what extent it influences the balance sheet of a software company really needs to be seen. Yes, it can have a 10 to 15% impact, but is it so strong that it can move the share price of the share, that particular stock by 20%, 25%, 50%? That's a point that we need to keep in mind, guys. I would like to give you a very simple example. The example is something very similar to the proverb that we use all the time, which is crying wolf, right? For example, in a big crowd, say a Kumbh Mela, or say a public gathering where there are thousands and thousands of people have gathered, right? It is enough for one person to shout snake, and there is a complete ruckus in that place. People run skelter-helter here and there, right? There's a stampede. There is a complete pandemonium. Some people are run over. There may be deaths and other casualties too. We have seen a lot of such instances happening in places like Kumbh Mela, these public gatherings, and these are not new to us. Now, what has that got to do with the stock market or something that we are all eager to listen? Let me tell you, friends, the market, for example, in the last 1 week, you can see that the market has started reversing its trend. We have seen lows of 16,400 during the Ukraine and Russia conflict. We have seen the share market falling from 8,700 levels to testing levels of 16,400. And this process from 18,700 to 16,400, people have lost huge sums of money, guys. I'm not talking about people who deal in equities. They may not have lost much. I'm talking about people who are option sellers. The same concept of option selling, the same strategy which has made millionaires, have made papas out of millionaires also. It works both the way. It's a two-edged sword, and it's extremely important to learn the game well. Now we are talking of a long duration, say for, I think it's the 60th day or something like that, about this Ukraine and Russia war. Things are improving. The market has started going up, and soon many pundits are saying it will touch back its levels of 18,700. But in the interim period, if you look at short-term fluctuations, for example, yesterday the market was testing 18,050, 18,100, and suddenly there was a panic. The market started falling down, especially between 11 and 12. Suddenly, there was no reason for the market to fall from 18,100 to 17,900 without any rhyme or reason. We do agree these events have an effect on the balance sheet of the company over a long term, because none of these companies function in isolation, and they are very well interconnected with the global events. There's no doubt about it. But my question is the impact of the global events so serious that it can make the Nifty index fluctuate by 250 points in a matter of 1.5 or 2 hours? That is a question that we need to repeatedly ask ourselves, guys. Are there solutions? Absolutely, there are no quick solutions. But there are tips and techniques. There are strategies which, if rightly adopted, one can mitigate these risks. I'm not trying to say everybody can become a millionaire, but all said and done, one will be in a position to mitigate those risks very well. One always talks about this example. I give this example of chessboard. Chess players, you have 5 different classes of chess players. You start as a beginner, and over a period of time, you become an amateur, and then an expert, and then you become a master, and then finally, you become a grand master. Now, if you look at the power of each of these kinds, maybe the king, queen, rook, horse, bishop, pawn, the power of each of these coins are the same. But all said and done, how each player makes use of those coins will decide who the winner is. And the same concepts hold good even in the stock market, and that's exactly where I'm coming to. There are many people who just look at candles and little bit of knowledge of graphs, they start investing in the stock market. But stock market is a serious game, my dear friends. It's a very serious game. Do you ever jump into a 25-foot swimming pool without a proper training? Do you ever sit in an aircraft and start driving the plane without any proper training? Absolutely not. That's typically what we're talking about. And each of these are extremely skill specific, and you need to have enormous skills to play these games. A lot of people take stock market very easily. They have some money, they start investing, they go through some YouTube videos, they look at some newspapers, the Economic Times, take the tips from some so-called stock experts and start investing their money. Guys, be very careful. Kamath, the founder of Zerodha, has said that 99% of investors are unable to make returns even of a post-back savings account or a normal savings bank account. But with training, people can do wonders, because there have been lots and lots of success stories on this ground, guys. That's it. Training is extremely important, and nothing can replace training. Right? Okay, guys, I hope you like this video. Thank you, and this is Dr. Sadasivam signing off. Till we meet again. Bye-bye, Jai.